Jose. Joel, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Morning, fellas. Thank you so much for taking my call.
No problem.
Bonte, I want to get your take on the fact that I want to hear you tell the fans what makes this team so special in a unique way with their mental toughness. They've been through the ringer this year with the Jordan Poole thing, with the Steph injuries, with Wiggins, with Bob Myers being uncertain. And the second they get into a game, they can't win on the road. And the second they get into a game where they have to win it, it is a must-win game. It clicks, and they do what they got to do. How do they do that? What makes them so tough? What makes them so special?
Well, it's a great question, Joel. It's an excellent question, and I think you hit on it right at the top of your call. It's the experience that they've had. The experience they've had since 2013 together. Going through a coaching change from Mark Jackson to Steve Kerr. All right, you lose in the first round to the Clippers. You bounce back, you win an NBA championship. You're down 2-1 in the series to Memphis. You're down 2-1 in the series to Cleveland. You make lineup changes. You figure out how to play small ball. You move on from Harrison Barnes. You bring in KD. KD's asked all type of questions his third year about leaving the team, and you have to deal with that all season long, yet you still make a finals run. You also had the DeMarcus Cousins element to that aspect of the season, right? He comes back. He's starting. He's not starting. He gets hurt. He's back in a lineup. They've been through everything. So I think, Joel, you touched on it. The mental toughness has been developed through all the experiences. And in these big games that they've won, Memphis on Christmas, Boston earlier this season, beating Milwaukee on a Saturday night, coming back from an 8-point deficit in the last 2 minutes of the basketball game. Last night, beating the Dallas Mavericks in a game you had to have because now you had the season tiebreaker. You're up 2-1 on the Dallas Mavericks. All that mental toughness comes from experience, all those war wounds that they've developed over the years. So that's why in a game like last night, Draymond's been there before. Stephen Curry's been there before. Klay Thompson's been there before. Jordan Poole got a sip of the coffee last year in the postseason.
He's had a lot of big games.
But that was his first postseason. And then even the playing experience of playing against the Lakers and the Memphis Grizzlies and playing down the stretch, that experience helps you in situations like this. And they understand how to win basketball games. You can never take that championship DNA from somebody.
No,
that stuff is real.
And even someone like Donte DiVincenzo has obviously been there, done that before.
Villanova, Milwaukee, exactly. That matters.
A winner everywhere, really. I mean, if we're being honest with you. And then JaMychal Green, I mean, you played against him last year in the playoffs. So I actually think quietly, JaMychal Green has been an impact player in his minutes over the last, month? What do you think?
I'm trying to tell you that.
No, he's playing a lot better.
He's ripping. I told you.
Because he wasn't playing
He's playing better. He understands his role now.
Yes.
And Steve Kerr understands how to utilize him. Defensively, he could get overpowered at time.
Yeah.
That's fine. But he can dunk on somebody's head.
Yes.
He can hit the three.
Yeah.
And he's active. So it's just like Otto Porter Jr.
fits better.
Look, it's like Bielitsa. There's some games you're going to play Bielitsa 15 minutes. There's some games you're going to play Bielitsa 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Same thing with JaMychal Green. Some games are going to go 6 minutes. Some games are going to go to 12.
I totally agree. But no, he just looks a lot better, and he looks way more comfortable. We were looking at Donte DiVincenzo. Just a stop for a second. Sam, he's on pace for the most minutes of his career we were looking at earlier.
DiVincenzo, I think he played, around 1,800 minutes a few years ago. He's about just under 1,700 right now.
Okay. He's been brilliant for this team. If there's one area that I'm just thinking about, I'm not saying he's got to rest the game, but boy, if they can lock in one of these top 6 spots, he's the guy. Him and Looney, they could use like multiple days off. They really need those days off.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ, FM, and HD1, San Francisco, always live on the free Odyssey app. Download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game for the best and most up-to-date sports coverage. Don't forget that you can also watch us every single day on our YouTube and Twitch streams. And just log on and search 95.7 The Game. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel while you are there. Look, the playoffs, you're going to get 6 days off if you do clinch a top 6 seed before the first round.
They need that.
They need that, no doubt. But Looney looked fresh yesterday.
There's
no more back-to-backs this year.
Yeah.
No more back-to-backs. Looney grabbed you 12 and 12, and he looked active yesterday.
Yeah.
Looney's finishing at the basket. I like where Looney's at. DiVincenzo played 24 minutes last night, and I thought he looked fresh. He had a rough road trip, especially from the three-point line.
Yeah.
4-10 last night. All 10 attempts come up from the three-point line. He scores 14 points, plays solid defense. I think they'll be fine. No more back-to-backs. Now you're coming home for 4. Big homestand, huge homestand. I think they'll be okay. And look, you give them a day off here, you got nobody to play. Who you going to play? You need Gary Payton II back. You hope to get Andrew Wiggins back. With GP2, Grateful Dead.
Yeah, my dad was so happy that he had the Grateful
Did
Dead.
he have gold
outfit.
teeth in last night?
I don't know about that, but he had the Grateful Dead shirt on. My dad was like, I got to get that shirt. I really got to get that shirt. And my dad loves Gary Payton Jr. Or the second, excuse me. The second.
Why do you always say that?
What?
Gary Payton Jr.
Well, because
So
in my
easy.
family, my dad is Joe Shasky
Got it.
Jr. and I'm Joe Shasky III. So I instantly revert back to Jr.
Gotcha,
I always
gotcha.
do that, and that's my bad. I
Gotcha.
know.
No, it's all
GP2,
good.
like I know. I know. I screw that up every time.
can't find the Toms.
Oh my goodness!
By the way, that's the
By the way,
last
they had an
segment.
8-point lead. They had an
Yeah.
8-point lead, and it evaporated in like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And my dad was losing his mind.
That's basketball.
I know. but
can't find the
he wanted to win that game. He can't stand watching.
No, that
Luka.
was a big game. Look, that last segment was sponsored by Golden State, serving the Bay Area for 3 generations. When you succeed, we succeed. Visit GoldenStateLumber.com. My guy, S.Ed Bay drummer, bringing up Snowfall, man. I watched it before I went to bed.
Please don't. It's on my docket
man.
for today.
I'm not going to spoil anything. It's going to be a sad day when that show ends.
Yeah, it's been a great final season.
This show is up there. I'm telling you, it's up there with The Wire. It's up there with The Sopranos. It's up there with Breaking Bad. This show's been excellent. Like, there's been, in the entire series, I believe there's like 2 episodes where I'm like, that wasn't the baddest episode. 2! That's it. Season's been, they went like the first 3 seasons, every episode was excellent. It just got better and better and better. I'm going to miss Snowfall, man. It was always good to watch Snowfall after a win. It felt so good. Dub Nation, how good did that win feel last night? 888-957-9570. 888-957-9570. Anthony Slater will join us.
Not the Slater for the Giants who's going to start on the IL.
No, not Austin Slater. Anthony Slater, who now covers the Sacramento Kings.
Oh.
But on the side, he covers the Golden State Warriors. The Sacramento Kings, by the way, D'Lo KC, not happy with me.
Why's that?
So I'm taking shots at the beam. Told you, I walked to my car Saturday night. There was a white piece of yellow piece of
keyed your
paper.
car?
No, they just put
Light
light
the
the
beam.
beam. Light the beam. It's like, oh, that's what we're doing now?
Wow.
You know what? Kings? We may see you very, very soon.
Oh, that'd be so great. That playoff series would be wild.
That would be wild.
We would have to have people declare their allegiances beforehand. Because
Sec-
there's a couple people that want to play both sides.
Oh, really?
I'm seeing it already happen.
Really?
You know who
Name
you are.
names.
No, they know who they are. Just people.
Name names.
Just people.
I'm just going to say that. Why are you going to tease me like that?
Well, like my sister in particular, she's up in Roseville, and I'm like,
Oh, so she goes back and forth?
she's always been a Warrior fan, and she's like, but they're a lot of fun. And I'm like,
You call them Humpty Dumpties because they sit on the
better
fence.
pick a side.
Oh.
gotta
Who
call
else?
them the Humpty Dumpties.
Anybody else we know on the fence?
Well, there's a guy in Madsen I'm seeing
Kyle
very
Madsen?
dialed into the Kings.
Oh, really?
And I'll tell him. He knows that.
Oh, really?
We were texting big about WBC the other day. Oh, boy. So they get the 76ers on Friday, and there's nobody who loves Philly more than you.
I do love Philly. I do. There's like a lot of friends from Philly. A lot of friends who are now become family members.
Okay. They've won 2 in a row.
Right.
If they can win that Philly game, I mean, it feels like it's going to be a very difficult game. That's
Well, Embiid may not play. He didn't play in the second half yesterday. Right calf string.
Oh,
Yeah.
does that change things?
Oh, it changes a lot. You think the Warriors were saying, damn it, Giannis didn't play on that Saturday night. No, we're all saying, oh, Giannis ain't playing?
Thank God.
No, got a shot.
Thank God.
Embiid doesn't, because he's the MVP for me right now.
Embiid?
Yes.
I think so.
Well, if he doesn't start playing, though, that changes things. So he might have more incentive to want, because that means a lot to him, right? This MVP chase, I think it really does mean a lot to him.
He's got
said
a
it in
game
the
against
past.
Luka. I mean, not Luka. Nikola Jokic, November 27th or March 27th in Denver. And the last time he played Jokic, he dropped 47 and 18. So he wants that Jokic game.
Can we, just for the Jokic thing, for just saying, he's been brilliant. He's outstanding. He's amazing. It is surprising to me, like when I look up and I see certain players in the league only have X amount of MVPs. Like, say what you want about LeBron. You could make the argument he could have been the MVP for like a decade straight.
Shaq only has one MVP.
I think Kobe only has
He
one.
only has one MVP.
Right? Like,
Steve Nash, too.
Yeah. Well,
I
you
know. And Derrick Rose, same amount.
You know
and
what?
Derrick
But
Rose was awesome.
Kobe did get his MVP when Chris Paul deserved it. I'll say that now. Sorry. Chris
Yeah,
Paul
he
did
did
deserve
not.
an MVP.
But I don't think this is fair. I would not vote this way. But I think if we look up and Jokic has 3 in a row,
Yeah.
we're gonna be like, really? 3 in a row?